Good morning, guys. I am Becky Gibson.
And I'm Kim Griffin.
And we are here with your real estate hour advice today. Today we have the lucky guest, one of my dear friends, eddieroe, with the Hood Central Appraisal District.
Yes, ma'am.
We're glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so we're going to dive right into property taxes for home buyers and sellers, just to get them kind of a know-how and just try to explain some things that maybe are a little confusing.
Mm-hmm.
So what exemptions are available on properties in Hood County?
Residentially, you have your basic homestead. Once you turn 65, you qualify for the over 65, which tax onto the homestead that they have to go together. Disability,
Okay.
if you're on Social Security disability, and that exemption works exactly like an over 65 exemption, almost. There are a lot of veteran exemptions.
Right.
And then we have ag, which is typically referred to as an exemption. It's technically not an exemption. It's a special use appraisal. A good guideline for that is to have at least about 10 acres and be producing something agriculturally.
Okay. So we've got homestead, over 65, disability, vets, and ag are pretty much your majors.
Those are, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So how do I know if my home qualifies for an exemption?
If you own and live at the residence as of January 1st of that tax year, you do qualify.
So it has to be your primary.
It does have to be your primary residence, and you cannot have another homestead exemption somewhere else.
And so how do I even apply for that?
You can go to our website at hood-cad.org. You can download the form online. It's form 50-114. Make sure you put that dash in there. 50 Shades of Grey comes up if you don't. And
will that make us say more?
And you can download the form from there. You can mail it to us.
So pretty easy to get it to you. We can
Yes.
mail it, email it, walk it in. Just y'all make it very
Just get
easy
it
for us to do that.
Or if you've got a great realtor like us,
Yes.
we will send it to you in
There
January.
you go. And the main thing to go with that is a copy of your driver's license.
Okay.
And your driver's license address most of the time needs to match the
Your
address of your
homestead?
residence.
Okay.
So if let's say you bought it December, so you live there January 1, but you don't get around to get your driver's license done until April or something like that, then just wait till then, and we'll retroactively do that.
Okay, so that's one of my questions
Okay.
too. So,
Mhm.
so if we forget to apply, let's say you just forget, you let it slip, does it retroactively go back if we
Yes.
do remember to file?
We can go back 2 years
Okay.
past the delinquency date.
Okay.
So if it's January and you've owned it for the last 2 years, you can apply in January, and we can actually go back 2 more years, and you'll actually get a refund
Oh wow.
on your taxes. And depending on how that's structured, it may go to you, it may go to your escrow,
Right.
however that's structured. But it's very typical. Most of the refunds we send are from
People
doing
forgetting,
retroactive
right.
homesteads. Yes.
So how much do you actually save with the homestead exemption filing it? What's the benefit?
It depends on the tax rate, but right now it's $279 for a basic homestead.
Okay. So per $100 value?
No,
or just
it's
over,
flat.
okay.
It's flat because it's a flat amount off of the county tax and the school tax.
Okay, so you get a flat rate discount off your taxes.
Yes. So whether you own a $600,000 home or a $100,000 home, because it's a flat amount off of your value, it's $279 for everyone.
Okay.
So isn't there a homestead cap though?
And that's the other benefit, yes. So once you qualify, the following year, your appraised value can go up to whatever market is, but your assessed value can only go up 10%.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice. So the quicker you do it, the better.
Yes, and that also will go into effect if it's retroactive as well.
Okay.
They'll do that 10% cap, and that could come into play to where you could get even more of a refund than just $279.
That's pretty good information to know. Okay, so is it true, because I'm not even close to 65.
I am.
Sorry, when we hit 65, what benefit would it be? What actually happens to our taxes at 65? What's our exemption then?
Your school taxes freeze. Most of the entities will freeze your taxes.
At that year?
It's typically called a freeze. It's really a ceiling.
Okay.
So whatever you pay that year, the year you turn 65. So you don't have to be 65 as of January 1.
Oh, just within that calendar year.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you turn 65 in November, you still qualify for that year.
Ooh.
Cool.
And then you get a tax ceiling, so which means your taxes can't ever go above that amount. No
Okay.
matter what tax rates do, no matter what values do, your taxes won't go above that. If markets drop, you can pay less.
Right.
They'll never go back above that unless, and this is a misconception that's out there, they can go up if you add onto your house.
Oh, okay. So
Or
you're
if
adding.
you add a pool or an outbuilding or something like that.
So if you add value.
If you add value outside the footprint of the home.
So how do I protest my value? What if I get the new appraisal and it's gone up like $80,000? I'm like, there is no way. What do I do?
Well, if you don't agree with the value, first thing you'll need to do is file the protest form. When you research how to protest, the first thing they're going to do is say contact your appraisal district. The first thing you need to do is file that protest because there is a deadline, and we've seen it get away from people where maybe we're going back and forth with some pictures and some information, and we end up not coming to an agreement with the taxpayer, but then they've gotten past the deadline to file their formal protest.
Okay.
Oh.
So do the formal protest form first, which will be on the back of the notice.
Okay.
And basically, that's setting your appointment to protest.
Correct.
Okay,
Okay.
so get your appointment
we'll
first.
automatically get you on the docket for a protest.
Okay.
If we can come to an agreement before that, it'll
Great.
get off the docket and you don't have to worry about it, and we can move on. We do try to settle these and try to keep as much from coming into the ARB room as much as we can. Sometimes it's not reasonable. So
typically, what's that time frame? Say you get your letter, you're upset with your value. You have 30 days.
30 days.
Okay, so you have 30 days to
30
file
days.
your formal protest. So basically, get your appointment,
yes.
and then hearings begin midsummer, early summer.
We're going to begin around the third week of May, I think, this year. But,
Okay.
but the deadline for most protests will be June 1st.
Do I need evidence? What do I do with evidence?
So if it's the market value that you're looking at, some good evidence would be getting the analysis from a realtor.
Like us.
Yes, so call us.
They can run, what is it called, a CMA?
Yes,
Yes.
a comparative market analysis.
And that's good evidence. Some people will spring for a full appraisal
Does that help them?
from a fee appraisal. Those are definitely taken into consideration.
Okay.
We'll review them and make sure everything looks good. Make sure they use good comps and stuff like that. And if everything looks good with us, we'll honor appraisals most of the time.
Okay.
Okay.
If you paid less for the property and it was an arm's length transaction, there's nothing fickle with the sale, it wasn't
Right.
distressed or anything like that, we will typically honor what you paid for it the first year.
Okay.
Um,
So we would just need to show like their closing
a
statement.
closing
That they
statement
paid less.
is great evidence.
Okay.
Another thing to think about is unequal. we have to be equal and uniform in our appraisals. So if you feel like your value stands out, went up way more than comparable properties in your neighborhood or similarly situated properties, that trumps market value.
Okay.
So even if you think, yeah, I could probably sell it for that, but this isn't fair because my neighbors are at this and we have identical houses,
Right.
then that's definitely something to bring up.
Okay.
And you can go on our website and search those properties and what their values are. The important thing is to look at market values and not their assessed values, because that's where exemptions come into play.
Right.
Okay.
And don't look at taxes, because there's a lot of other things that go in there with the exemptions and stuff like that.
Right.
So taxes aren't unequal. It's what the market value is unequal to other properties, similarly situated, comparable homes, stuff
Okay.
like that.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's a rainy day outside, but we really appreciate this. And we will have Eddie's contact information and the links to those websites at the bottom of the video. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to give myself a call or reach out to Eddie at his office at Hood Central Appraisal District. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Good
Yay.
to see you again.
Bye, guys.
Bye.